I'm here with
Hello.
Osskari for Yakuza Like a Dragon New Game Plus.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's it. Yeah. So, New Game Plus. I'll explain all this as we go because there's this run is like a lot of doing stuff that you can explain in a short amount of time. Oh, that's the timer starting. I always think there's another thing after that, but we are going.
Does it have the load remover or not?
It does. Oh, not the timer you're seeing, but I have
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
I've cropped the splits.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so on NG Plus, I just grabbed. There's a wait. Are you seeing the load time here? I don't think you are.
No, I was just asking. Don't.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah. There's a save on the speedrun.com or in the Discord. I forget which just has everything. All the grinding done for you, all your stats at 999, and all that good stuff. So you just grab a save from there and you put it into your game folder if you're on PC, that is, and you're good to go.
So the guy that Ichiban is chasing, I'm just gonna say this every possible time I can since Osskari is playing on the Japanese version and not on the English version. The guy that Ichiban's chasing in English is voiced by the guy that voices Claude in Fire Emblem Three Houses. I just thought that.
There you go.
It's funny to think about it because of what he says in English at the beginning of the. He says,
So you're gonna.
"Well, never mind. This is children."
Yeah, because I'm level 99 and everything boosted. Nothing is a threat in this entire run, which this category is good for learning like the greater layout of the any percent run.
Yeah, there are certain things that you don't have to worry about, like in terms of routing relative to the new game run. But if you just want to know, like, learn the layout of Kamurocho and learn the layout. I don't know why I said Kamurocho because we're in Kamurocho, but Yokohama. And what else am I trying to say? And just running around for the most part, knowing how to get from A to B. This route's pretty good. If you haven't speedrun the game yet and want an easy time, try New Game Plus.
But yeah, I do not recommend playing the first playthrough on New Game Plus.
But yeah, if you look in the bottom right, like Ichiban, 9999 health, 9999, whatever it's called in this game, magic, whatever, and then level 99.
Yeah, and we have all the like best equipment and stuff.
So just as an idea, like this estimate's like 210 RTA, and then like the new game was what, like 4 and change, 4 hours and something.
So at the start we're kind of limited by stuff we can do, but I have some grenades and rocket launchers, so I can use those on the lower level enemies to get some good AoE damage.
It's canonically, it even makes so much sense for Ichiban to just run into a group of just like the lowest thugs and just roll a grenade like a bowling ball at them. Just to explode.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That was a good.
Well, I'm gonna use a rocket launcher in a bit. So. But later on, we'll get like abilities for the characters like that do like AoE or like do target all enemies, and we're pretty much gonna use those for the entire round. But at the start, we don't have really anything good.
Hey, Osskari.
Yeah.
Do you know who voices Mitsu in the English version?
No.
Oh, you just kicked that motorcycle part. You truly are level 99. No Corporo. It's Pro ZD. Sungwon Cho voices.
Oh yeah.
Voices Mitsu in the English version.
You told me that before. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cutscene skipping in this game. Thankfully, I have the game installed on a NVMe SSD, so load times are like as good as they get. For reference, my PB is like 137.05 RTA or IGT in game time, and it's like that's like 159 or 58 or something real time, while the world record is like 9 minutes faster than my run in game time, but 3 minutes slower real time.
There's never really. Is there anything that we would consider to be cheat gaming in any of the Yakuza games?
I don't think so.
I
Mostly
feel
just
like,
like
yeah.
using everything to your benefit.
I don't think there's anything that anyone would consider to be dishonest video gaming.
hmm
It's all just honest hard work.
I don't think there's a glitchless category for any of the games.
Like the closest thing you get to cheat gaming in this is downloading the New Game Plus file instead of grinding to get to level 99.
hmm
We're piggybacking off of someone else's hard work to have level 99 Ichiban and all the best stuff.
Yeah,
Didn't grind it.
didn't grind it.
That's Masumi Arakawa following us right now.
Yeah. It's our Yakuza boss.
The
He's a
patriarch.
cool guy because he wears one glove.
No real reason for that. I remember seeing him in like the promo stuff and just thinking he looked like the Undertaker.
Yeah, this game is pretty good.
It's my favorite game of all time. I've never said that before,
pretty
but
good.
I just thought I'd let y'all know.
Yeah, thanks.
So genuine, that thing.
Let's see if I can grenade these guys. These guys sometimes they kind of spread a bit, but this time they were pretty nice.
If the speedrun were just Ichiban throwing grenades at people in every fight, that would be the best. I mean, I would hate it as a speedrun, but it would be canonically just hilarious that it's just, you just, the fastest thing is to throw a grenade and leave. With that shit-eating grin on his face that he has in the intermission. There, that face. I'm unstoppable. I have 300 grenades.
I don't know why I went this way. I spaced out. I was looking at his portrait.
See, now you know what it's like to be me in speedrun. During that bloodstained run I did where I was just like talking and grabbing sub-weapons that were completely useless to me.
Oh, rocket launcher, rocket launcher. Oh, I missed one of the guys. You can, like, the spread of the enemies will, you know, is pretty random, so you won't always get all the guys, but
This is fun. This is a great time to mention that the music in this game is exceptional.
Yeah.
That's like the mini boss track that was just playing, and I like that they have a lot of like, what do you call it? Like, drop the beat.
Yeah, like voice samples and stuff.
Yeah.
But sadly, because we're so overpowered, we're not gonna hear, too much of the best songs.
But it's one of my favorite things about the Yakuza franchise is that, like, they're subtly, like, everything kind of matches either the theme or the time of the game, like, where the game is set. Like, you know, like, Yakuza 0 has a very, like, 80s sort of tilt to it. It still sounds like a Yakuza soundtrack, but it's got kind of like an 80s, you know, feel to it. And this game's, you know, a lot more like what's popular in the 2020, you know. More recent. I don't know music. Yeah, that was chapter 1.
Yeah, and now we're in the future. Or the present. We were in the past earlier. So Ichi was in prison for, what was that, 18 years or something?
18 years.
It's a long time. So now he's a 42-year-old man with a with a nice
With a punch firm.
yeah. And grenade strats are pretty much off the table by this point. They have to be like on top of each other for the damage to be like kill both of them. And if it doesn't kill both of them, then you know you might as well just punch them in 2 turns.
Who needs a grenade when your fist is 43 times stronger than a grenade?
Mm-hmm. That's what I always say.
I've often said that.
Yeah, it's a lot of running here at the start, but in like the later half of the next chapter, I was gonna go this way. In the later half of the next chapter, we get a smartphone where we can hail a cab at any moment, which is pretty useful. And pretty much makes the learning of the run like twice as easy, because I've run Yakuza Kiwami 2, and in that game you're like running to a taxi and taking it to some location like a million times. So you have to learn both where the taxi is you're taking and then where you want the taxi to go. But in this game, it's just just have to know where you're going, and like 70% of the time there's a waypoint, so you can just kind of go there.
This game's unique in that you have to, like, don't you have to touch or whatever? Don't you have to interact with each taxi in order for it to show up?
Yeah, but this is NG Plus, so we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, so they show up automatically on New Game Plus?
Yeah.
I've done a run of it, but I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, if you're in a new game, then you have to touch a taxi before you can warp to it.
I had a splits for touch taxi, each taxi.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke.
Mm-hmm. There's a Koi Bride. That's what I love about these games.
Koi Bride!
It's like, yeah. It's
Sorry.
like, oh, here's this establishment that you interact with in a completely different video game, but it's the same spot.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of playing Judgment right now, so that's an establishment in that location in Judgment.
Mm-hmm. Why does this Omi guy have scissors? I guess he's like the barber dude before Ichi sees hallucinations everywhere.
I forget what it's called. The dude with the bald Hulk Hogan looking haircut.
Something.
Yeah.
Bob Hart. Yeah. Thanks for the luck, Wildy.
At Wildfire001.
Yep.
Just doing a little run. Great thing about this game is that you don't run out of stamina when you're running.
Mm-hmm.
In other Yakuza games, apparently, you know, Kiryu and... Well, I guess Yagami doesn't get tired either.
Yeah, it's mostly like...
Just,
it's in Kiwami 1 and 2. Is it a thing in, like, the 3, 4, and 5 games?
I can't remember.
I don't think it is.
I just, you know, like... we can, you know, dump some elements of realism for the sake of gaming convenience, and Ichiban having infinite running stamina is not something that's going to kill my immersion, so I think that's a good decision. Though probably canonically Ichiban would get winded much faster than Kiryu.
Mm-hmm. It would make sense if he got winded at the same speed as Kiryu and Yakuza Kiwami.
There you go.
Here's our buddy Adachi. And he gave us the smartphones, and now we can take taxis.
Nick Ogata did, right? Or did Adachi? I can't remember.
I think Adachi did.
Oh, and then Ogata teaches you how to use it.
Yeah. Oh, so we're in the dungeon now where we want to run away from enemies. The running away from enemies in this game is weird. I should have just killed them because
Yeah.
the running away is based on if you have space to actually
Yeah.
physically run away. So
you'll see like in like, you know, ultra ridiculous high level runs or whatever that, you know, you'll position yourself in fights in a way that you make sure that there's space behind you, so that whenever you run away, you like, as long as you have enough space for Ichiban to do that ridiculous running animation and not run into a wall or anything, then you're good to run away. There's no like, you know, there's no luck to running away. It's just can you literally run away, yes or no?
and later, like at this point in the game, Ichi has the highest speed, I guess. Well, they all have 9999, but he has the turn priority most of the time. So I can influence like running away by angling myself, you know, or positioning myself in relative to the enemies, because you face the enemies when the fight starts. So I can make space behind me, but later on we're gonna have other party members that, you know, get turn priority. So then you can't really influence it as much because you don't directly control them. And now we're gonna see first instance of using like an AoE ability, which is Essence of Hell's Wheel, and not only does it one-shot everyone, but the Essence abilities have like animations to them that you can skip. So that's obviously really fast if you can just get rid of the animations.
It is both really fast and really unfortunate. Because isn't Essence of Hell's Will where you just like roll up into a wheel with the enemy and just roll around all around everyone?
I don't think I've actually seen the animation. I should just like let the animation roll.
Yeah, you should do it one time.
On this next fight. I'm gonna use it again here.
Y'all need to see what Essence of Hell's Wheel looks like. I think we got time. Last time I said I think we got time was during my Twin Snakes run when we did one time. But Essence of Hell's Wheel is great. Yeah, this is it. I love Essence of Hell's Wheel.
Good gaming type.
Yeah. God, this is such a good game. Anyway, so every time we skip an animation with Essence of Hell's Wheel, that's what you're missing out on. Hello, GLP. In case I didn't say it yet, this is my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, it's good game design. Now we're coming to the end of chapter 2. Just one boss fight that's gonna be awful scary.
Our good friend Joe Sawakiro. Also great music.
Yeah.
Oh,
the fight is over.
Oh, what? You don't even get the middle like scene where he like breaks the glass.
Yeah, now we're not in Kamurocho anymore. Now we're in Yokohama. And here's Namba.
Yeah, I like Sawashiro as a bad dude, as a antagonist. That's the term. Now, level 99 with infinite money. We're just gonna go.
Yeah, I literally have 187 million yen in my pocket.
But we're gonna reach underneath some vending machines. Yes, 50 yen!
Yes. So Namba is teaching us how to be homeless.
One of my favorite enemies shows up over here later on. Those little trash Trash goblin
yeah.
dudes. They dance around.
You get fight, or we run away from them in the underground dungeon.
Hmm. That was when
One
I
of the
first
underground
encountered
dungeons.
one. Was next to that vending machine. There's a trash bag, and it scared the crap out of me. It just jumped up, and I'm like, what the?
Yeah. For some reason, this text is just unskippable.
Yeah.
You just have to let it run.
So true to form, Like a Dragon has a lot of new mini games. Yakuza series, well known for their mini games, and this one's a good one. A can collecting mini game.
Yeah. We're gonna do exactly what we need to do to progress, and then peace out.
Which, again, I would say is canonically a thing Ichiban would do, unless he felt a moral obligation to do more than exactly what's expected of him and nothing more.
This minigame is pretty fun. I recommend playing it. I didn't play it much.
I think I maxed out. Something about this little minigame really got me.
So now we're supposed to do the thing for real, but we're just kind of like, I'm good.
No, just blow the whistle. All right, go. Just step out. You know, I'm tired. I'm canned out. Oh yes, the creepiest of the antagonists in the game. Jane.
I also love Namba's AoE attack, essence of pigeon migration.
This one sound is the only thing that makes me want to play a Dragon Quest game right now. Just to hear more of that, if that's in Dragon Quest games.
Again. You can't use a taxi now for some reason, I don't know why, but you have to run over here. It's not a long run though.
I think it's assumed, it's operating off of the assumption that you don't have enough money for a taxi, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're homeless and we're going to get work, so we're going to go hello work.
Yeah, so in this game there's a job system, and in order to change jobs, you literally have to go to a career center to change your jobs. It's like, extremely on the nose. Like, where else would you go to change your job? Poor Matsuo. I mean, didn't need to be weak to punches, but just makes it hurt even more, I guess.
Yeah. Some optimization in this game is just knowing, like, you know, going up or down for the taxis and all that stuff.
It's not terribly unlike Resident Evil, where it's like, it looks like, just this turn-based RPG, or with the other Yakuza games, like an action RPG brawler, but like, to be like an optimal runner of this game, like, menuing is critically important. And a bad menu can mean a loss of a lot of time if you accidentally take the wrong taxi, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, another terrible antagonist is showing up around now.
Oh, yeah. We don't get to see him, but
Yeah.
see him later.
Sota Kume, I think is his name.
Mm. The more enemies you're fighting at once, the more it saves to kill them all at the same time. Because
Yeah.
if you kill an enemy mid fight without ending the fight, you have to like watch a text box that says like this enemy has died.
Yeah.
And if you just kill them all at once, you don't have to watch one for all of them. But if you kill like everyone, but if you have 10 enemies and you kill 9 of them at the same time, you just have to watch 9 text boxes of like this enemy died, this enemy died, this enemy died. But if you end the fight, then they don't play all the text boxes.
In that one fight back there in particular in the new game run, I think you have like one throwable like grenade or something, and you just kind of have to hope that they're bunched together enough so that when it explodes, you take out like maybe all of them.
Mm-hmm. And now this game really turns into Dragon Quest.
Oh yes, this is where we decided we're going to become a hero.
And I'm gonna, after this fight, I'm gonna map and it does some abilities to the favorites thing, so I can activate them with the D-pad instead of having the menu, which just makes things quicker. If I can, this is always confusing. This how you press the buttons here. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not good at doing the shortcut menuing either. Give me the rare RPG where you don't menu much, and I'll speedrun that.
No, I can just press up on the D-pad and it immediately selects that Essence of Pitch and Migration, or Hell's Wheel, or Bat Swing, I think is what Ichi has. Ichi's one doesn't target all enemies, so it's not as good, but the bat we have on him is the... Where am I going? Otsuhime. The bat he has like electric stuff, so we can like if the enemies are bunched together, it does AoE.
Forgot about this song.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I like Joyful J.
Good
Resist 19,000. Good thing you resisted that.
Like by the end of the game, normally you're doing like 700 damage or something. It's ridiculous how much damage I'm doing.
Oh, and this game has the Suji Dex, which is like a Pokedex, and you can build it by fighting each enemy, and that's the Sujimon Professor we just saw.
Not Professor Oak.
Yeah, and then we fought those 3 Yakuza dudes that were red, blue, and green, which is obviously supposed to be like the starter Pokemon.
Yeah. This game has a lot of references, and most of them are pretty on the nose.
Yeah, I mean,
by design.
I say it partially because I know Osskari loves the game, but it definitely makes me think of Earthbound. This game has a lot of Earthbound. Well, I'm getting some Earthbound vibes from this. That's what I meant to say.
Mm.
It's very, it is stand on its own a great RPG, but it's very much parodies, you know, other things.
Yeah.
And also, if you die in this game, you lose half the money you're holding, which is something that happens in there. So.
Oh, is it time for the? I think it's time for pound mates. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna encounter Gary Buster Holmes.
Yeah. No. Oh, God, that's one annoying thing that can happen in this game, where you're like taking a taxi and then you're trying to like turn around, or like because A on an Xbox controller or X on a PlayStation controller is like run, but also interact. So it's yeah. So here's pound mates. We're never gonna use them again. So you can like call enemies to do one-time attacks for money, or Amy's friends from the.
For the uninitiated, Gary Buster Holmes is a mainstay of the Yakuza series. That is not the first, by no means the first time you would see Gary Buster Holmes if you've played the games before.
Are we going to? Hold on, I can't remember if I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to Hello World. Okay. Yeah, Gary Buster Holmes is one of the few characters that's in all the games, I think. Well, maybe not Judgment, but like all the main Yakuza games, I think Gary Buster Holmes makes an appearance.
I like that we have to say Buster in the middle.
Yes.
We're already 30 minutes into this. That's unfortunate. That means we only have an hour and a half left. One day I'll make a marathon where everyone has to submit Yakuza Like a Dragon. And it's just 3 days of this.
Yeah.
No, there's no way they would get that many submissions, but a man can dream. It would just be this year 1 submission of this.
Can you make a marathon when you have to submit FF10 so I have an excuse to play FF10?
You could do that. Don't they have a Final Fantasy Relay Marathon? Just get real good at it.
Yeah.
Does anyone else? A viewer has a question. At Koi Pyro says.
Oh, like Koei Tecmo?
Oh yeah, like Koei. DAEL. Feel like this game is made by Sega.
I don't know about that one.
Trying to Sega.
I feel like that's a Ligma thing joke.
Ligma? Sega.
Anyone else feel like this game is made by Ligma?
Steve Jobs.
I'm not gonna dignify that with an answer, Toast.
You saying that was kind of an answer to the question. You think about it. Oh, anyway, here's another boss fight. It's Totsuka.
Yeah, he's dead. Well, he's not dead, but he's defeated. Nobody dies in this game. Well, in combat.
Hold on, slow your roll on that statement. Nobody dies in this game.
We don't kill anybody.
Nobody dies in any Yakuza game.
Oh.
Yeah.
More good music.
Yep. Oh yeah, I did a menu before I entered there because you have to have you have to be fully equipped, like with armor and stuff to enter here, and I didn't have any armor before.
Yeah, it's so like a pseudo tutorial-y, not tutorial, but just like forces you to understand the idea of accessories.
Mm-hmm. So I just like I had all the good armor in my inventory, so I just like made the game put all the best stuff on for me.
So we missed a cool little scene there a second ago where a bunch of people ran in and we hid. One of the characters, Namba, hides in a box, and that's I feel inclined to believe that's a reference to Metal Gear Solid because one of the voice actors, I think it's either Namba or Adachi. I'm blanking off the top of my head, but the Japanese VA is the same VA as for Snake in the Metal Gear series. So, having that character in a cardboard box is, I think, a nod to that.
A good nod. Oh, we're in a dungeon now, so I'm just doing the dungeon.
And
this
the
one
English,
is kind of confusing when you don't know where you're going, but
and the English.
Yeah, go ahead.
You feel it every time I try to mention. You know what? That's probably a good thing. Anytime I try to mention the English VA for anything, you just bowl right over me. you just keep talking.
It's completely on accident, I promise.
Anyway, the English VA for Snake, David Hayter, is also in this game. That's all I was gonna say. That's a character that definitely hasn't appeared in a previous Yakuza game.
Yes. Your conspiracy theories.
There's not enough people in chat that have played Yakuza to entertain me. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone that's played a bunch of Yakuza games in chat right now. But I have a conspiracy theory that is extremely not a conspiracy theory. It's just the truth. The bartender of Survive and Yakuza Like a Dragon is very much a critical character earlier in the Yakuza series, and it's funny that I'm adamant about this because the one game that would throw that up in the air is the one Yakuza game I haven't played. So I still don't know what happens to that character.
I love how you said your conspiracy theory is not a conspiracy theory and very much the truth, which is exactly what a conspiracy theorist would say.
I'm gonna start a radio show and only talk about the fact that the bartender at Survive is absolutely Kashiwagi. Who else is gonna have that one exact scar on their face?
Yeah, well,
certainly not a organized crime man. Oh, I see another donation from Pepega Poet. No more hints for you nerds. This is for the doggos and the kidders, I guess. $20 from Pepega Poet.
Wow.
Thank you for the $20.
That's pretty epic.
Look, I opened the viewer list. It was wild. Wild as Pepega Poet.
It would have to be somebody who would actually use the name Pepega Poet.
Yeah, well, that's what's throwing me off. I'm like...
So yeah, there was a fight there, boss fight, but you know.
Oh yeah, that was a boss fight. Sorry. Yeah, we're at 248. We're $2 away from Kiryu and Sekiro.
Wow.
That's what I would say. Yeah, that's the appropriate response. So anyway, we were going into a. How much story are we wanting to talk about here?
I mean, there's there's no story really you can glean from the speedrun other than like the fights themselves. So I don't know.
See, this is tough because I want everyone to play this game because it's my favorite game of all time, and it's new enough that the whole like, I feel like spoilers could still apply. That type of situation. As I learned from doing commentary for you on Yakuza Kiwami 2, I literally was just sitting here listening to you talk about this, play through the game, and I was surprised by everything in Kiwami 2 because I just didn't remember anything from your speedrun.
Yeah.
This game made me cry 6 times. That's all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
We got a new party member.
I will say that Martok, if you only played this game and you want to play the old ones, I feel like your experience of this game, returning to it, will be
greatly enriched.
Yes.
There are many references to the other Yakuza games, and obviously just characters that show up particularly later in the game are obviously like mainstays of the franchise. And there's unfortunately one noticeably absent character from the rest of the series that doesn't show up in this game. Particular to me, at least. If one of my favorite characters is, and probably Osskari's as well, is Shun Akiyama, who unfortunately does not have an appearance in this game.
Yeah.
But
I love Akiyama.
I remain hopeful that in the next Ichiban game that Akiyama will have some form of a role to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the part-time hero side quest thing. It's like a checklist basically of things you can do, like missions and stuff, collecting stuff and helping people and random stuff. If you want to complete that quest line, it takes a lot of time.
I just had the idea in my head that Pepega Poet was toast, and I just couldn't stop laughing at myself. Well, extremely not, but funny to me.
Yeah.
Ew.
What are we trying to do here? We're trying to infiltrate Lumang.
While you infiltrate the Yokohama Lumon, you're gonna read this $20 donation from Marda. It's a short one. Ichi! There you go. Thank you for the $20. So, yeah, we did Kiryu Gaming. We'll get Kiryu in Sekiro.
Hell yeah.
206. Oh no. Anyone got 90 cents in their pocket?
Yeah.
$269. We're almost there. We're already halfway to the goal of 500. Thank you so much, everybody. This is the Romance Workshop.
We will never come here again.
Yeah, in your casual playthrough, you'd come here and like provide materials and weapons, and you can upgrade them. You can invest and upgrade your workshop and be able to do even more stuff.
We have all the stuff, so.
That was rude. You just ran right through it, Archie.
Well, you know.
Oh, and here's where Zhang's real creepy.
Yeah.
Zhang like licks Saiko's armpit, or almost does. So
Tries to.
and you hit him for 47,000 damage as a response.
Yeah. Where am I going?
Yeah, as for the other Yakuza games, like, personally I would say my next favorite, and I feel like I've suffered greatly from recency bias with some of this, but I think Yakuza 6 is probably my favorite of the Kiryu Saga games.
It's really good.
But Zero is also fantastic, and, you know, obviously a pretty solid place to start, just in general, if you want to play through the Kiryu games, but 6 is probably the worst place to start. It's the last of the Kiryu games, but 6 is... I powered through 4 and 5, and I loved 4 and 5, but the only reason I was able to just hammer through 4 and 5 so quickly was because I was dying to get to 6, because I knew I was going to like it.
There's another game is teaching us about jobs, but I'm not gonna change any jobs, but I feel like there's a better way of doing this where you because Sayako and Ichi don't have any AoE good AoE attacks. Ichi has the electric bat, which helps, but they aren't like the fastest characters, so that we have to like skip their turns so many times and it kind of wastes time. But if we could like not have to skip their turns, it would be good. But I haven't looked into it. Oh.
Oh, well, I don't know which one of you did, but we claimed to give Remy a treat. I can probably do that. You know what? Maybe there's probably an appropriate time to squeeze it in just during this run. At one point,
Yeah.
there's space underneath the timer too to just squeeze the webcam in real fast.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do not know where my dog is right now. I looked behind me and he wasn't there. I guess the Bleach Pretend is kind of a major overall antagonist essentially for the plot. That's Sotokume there in the middle. We don't like Sotokume.
Nope.
No one is allowed to like Kume. That kid is bad news.
Oh yeah, I missed the trigger. It was airy.
Yes, I'm. You know, as someone that's a fan of pro wrestling, like I like, you know, I like all different flavors of like good and bad characters, and Kume is just straight up
The ultimate bad.
can only ever be a bad guy. Like gets all the heat. To use a wrestling term, just a terrible human being.
We're doing the Ichiban Confections minigame. You have to do like the tutorial part of it, which is this first round where you lose a bunch of money, and then the second round where you don't lose a bunch of money, but you have to do it.
Do you don't get Airy automatically in the New Game Plus run, do you?
No.
But you don't need Airy either, so there's no point in acquiring her. Because in the New Game run, you would get Airy.
You would? Doesn't that take a lot of time?
I think I thought I did like a practice run through of it, and I acquired Airy. Maybe I'm wrong. He's got some good AoE abilities, that's all I know. Thumbtack Scatter is very good for like early to mid game.
Don't you need to like
You need to get to level 1. Or make it to the next level.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you have to do like, what was that, a minimum of 4 quarters or whatever, and then the what do you call it, the thing at the end of each quarter.
Yeah, like the investor thing.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking all these calls, but yeah. Yeah, you have to get top 100, I think. Or
150?
I'm blanking on all of it. Omelet. Toast, that's exactly right. That's great, you know, great insight into that minigame. Thank you.
It's a good minigame. I recommend it.
It is a very good minigame. Which Yakuza game has the best minigames?
Ooh.
That is hard. Zeros are good.
Zero has the Zero has a good one. This one is good. Yeah, the hostess stuff is good.
Anyone with like the cabaret game.
Yeah,
that's a great management.
Zero might be the winner because it has the investment thing and the cabaret thing.
I didn't do the investment thing, unfortunately. I didn't vibe with that.
Really fun.
I mean, my answer is probably this, because you got Ichiban Confections, a great like management property sim, whatever you want to call it. You've got Hand Quest, which is a pretty fun little mini game, and then you've got Dragon Card.
Drop the beat.
I will say I like Judgment's minigame so far. I did a bit of drone racing on Thursday night.
Yeah. Drone racing is fun. And the like board game thing is really good.
But it doesn't have karaoke. Bold move.
Yeah. Ichi loses his class here, or his job, so we just have to punch these dudes.
Ichi's always been classless. That's rude. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh yeah, the dungeons. I like the dungeon song.
So yeah, here is like if you, and the same applied to me in this case because I hadn't played Yakuza 6 yet. But if you see, you know, if you play this game and see, you know, this character that appears, Jungi Han. Well, you don't know he's Jungi Han, but you see this guy that looks exactly like a guy that you see in Yakuza 6. It's probably pretty disorienting, I would imagine. Because Jungi Han is a major antagonist in Yakuza 6. Just appears to appear just randomly in Yakuza 7. when Jungi Han extremely dies in Yakuza 6.
Yep. Oh. Now we're in another one of these underground dungeons. This one is like 4 times longer than the other one. But this one also has like some parts where you can skip encounters. Yeah, this is gonna. I'm just gonna let Namba beat these guys. Usually Sayako is in a better spot to beat him anyway. She has the. She usually gets the first turn. Because I'm like, why is everyone teleporting?
Don't mind
It's
me.
annoying.
Give Remy a treat here in a minute. Figure out where he is.
Oh, we got a new donation
What? What the frick?
from a friend of the show.
Hold on. What the dang? $50
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? What the done firing doing? Let me pull up Tiltify over here. New donations exclamation points. What Tiltify is telling me. Oh my god. Hey, Toast042, are you in the chat? In the well, I don't know. That's in chat weird. Okay, yeah, Toast is here. I got $50 for done firing. What better way of showing me gratitude than linking me Twitch Prime donation to a channel of your choice like dogs.tele/runs to rescues. I don't know what accent I was trying to get there, but what better way?
It's the Baltimore accent.
Dog Timor. Baltimore, isn't there a Baltimore not in the US?
Probably.
Alexa. Thank you for the $50. We've now surpassed 269. What better way to pass 269 than with me $50 donation? God. Good Saturday morning to you, everyone.
Gaming.
And these 3 donations combined are more than $69 if you think about it.
Hold on, I'm thinking about it.
90 is a bit bigger than 69. That's mad.
Yep.
Oh, I was getting the camera ready. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh wait, I'm gonna update y'all on the polls real fast. You know, I'm both okay and not okay with where these money went for the polls. Alright, 4th place for Super Mario Party is Bowser Jr. at $30. 3rd place at $45 is Waluigi. 2nd place with $60 is Daisy. And 1st place with $105 is Donkey Kong.
Wow.
So there's your update. DK's ahead by a bit of money.
Ahead by a coconut gun.
Done firing donations can fire in spurts. Alright, let me... I'm taking the headphones off. Give me just a minute.
Yeah, this dungeon is pretty much just getting into encounters, running away from encounters, and rinse repeat.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get Remy to show up. Oh, I hear him jingling. He's coming up.
Oh, him jingling.
See if I can have a video capture. So everyone's like 30-second warning if you want to see Remy and you're tabbed out or something. Oh, he's here. He's here!
Hello. Hello, boy.
He's like, what's going on in here? Hey, where's the tree? Sit. Alright, let's put this up here. Hold on, I gotta make this as cinematic as possible. Shake. Oh, it's slippery. Oh, yeah, it's still morning. I got a big treat here, but I break it up into little pieces for him. Here you go, buddy. He is 100% focused.
Mm-hmm.
Like Osskari, apparently.
No, I'm kind of not paying attention, just looking at Remy. Thankfully, you don't need a lot of attention here. Wow. POE, you're a treat.
POV, you're treating Remy a huggy. POV, you're a snack. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, it fell on the computer. I thought Remy was just gonna get right up there in the camera and stare at it for a second. Alright, we can change it up one more time. Nope.
Oh.
Remy notoriously does not like my cell phone camera. If I point it at him, he gets like aggravated with me. So this is thanks to your $20 donation towards the reward. There is one more reward for giving Remy a treat, but if it gets claimed, I'll wait until later in the day. I don't want to give him his treats too close to one another. Because I don't give him a lot of treats. Poor boy. But now he's lost a lot of weight. I can give him a treat every so often. Now it's all crumbly. Here you go. Stop licking now. Blech. Good boy. You gonna say bye? Look, right there.
Bye.
No. Where'd the treat?
Where'd you treat at?
I was gonna spend the next like 15 minutes sniffing around for like the smallest molecule of these are CBD treats that I'm giving. A very sassy girl? Are you talking about Saeko, Koi?
Probably. I don't know what else it would be.
I mean, it could really be literally anything.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the way she says, what is it she says there? Johnny? What does that mean?
Yeah. See ya?
Oh yeah, it was like I know Johnny's like a very obvious, like a thing I should know. Johnny!
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting my Duolingo, my 10 days of Duolingo to the test. Johnny!
Oh yeah, I'm fighting an excavator now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna punch the shovel, and then the guy will fall out.
Purse versus excavator. Who wins?
Yeah. Well, that's the end of that dungeon. annoying. Some of the options for when you like saying like, "Oh, I want to stay, I don't want to stay." Sometimes the leave option is at the bottom, and sometimes it's at the top.
Yeah, that is weird. I remember that being a thing. Yeah, I knew that it was something that I should know, because sure, I was like, I know Jana is a thing that is covered in the first 10 days of Duolingo, but I definitely have forgotten my 10 days of Duolingo since then.
I think in Duolingo they specifically do like ja, which
Oh, okay.
because ne is like an ending you can put on things to make it be slightly different.
I'm gonna learn a little bit of Japanese, and it's only gonna be like the actual just translation of what Baka Mitai, like every single word of that song is. So I already know like half of it.
Mm-hmm. I have been a fool.
Like I can just like literally sing the song, even if I don't know what things I'm saying correctly translated to.
Yeah.
We're 318. I'll have to add another milestone at the end if we break 500 quickly enough.
There we go.
Another captain I like in this game a lot. I like Takabe, and I'm gonna break your heart. I like Takabe because I like his voice actor in English. Like
it doesn't break my heart.
It just I don't know. Just Takabe's VA in English just like hits right. I'm like that's exactly the voice I would want this character to have. And I tested out the English VA in Judgment and didn't like it quite as much, but they did just a great job all around with the English version of. Other than a couple exceptions, which just you can't. You can't. Like there's without spoiling too much, certain characters you just can't do in English because it just isn't ever gonna sound right.
I feel like Judgment was like a trial run.
Yeah.
But then with this game, they're like, okay, let's do this for real.
And so, I mean, it's it's good. It's good in English. Like some people said that the Judgment was good. But I think the full lip syncing in this game helped a lot too.
No, it's not a thing I care about at all.
Everyone's got a crush on Song Hui.
Mm-hmm. And we're straight into another dungeon. This is the Liamang. No, not the Liamang, the Gomiju dungeon. Pretty sure. But
so yeah, you'll see like three. There's like basically, without going too deep into the story, there's like three quote-unquote warring groups in Yokohama. There's the Liumang. There's the
Chinese.
Gomi. Yeah, they're like the Chinese mafia, effectively. There's the Gomiju, which is they're Korean, and then there's the Seiryu clan.
which is just Yakuza.
Yeah, which is just the Yakuza. And there's like a big, if anyone's familiar with any Yakuza game, there's a big story that ties it all together that, slowly unravels, and it's like, oh, I now understand exactly what's happening here. But it takes some time for it to, you gotta let it simmer, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's kind of around the end of this little arc right here where you really get the full picture painted.
Oh, yeah, you get at least a taste of the full picture. You're pretty much oblivious of everything before now.
There's a scene that we'll see
point.
there's a scene that we'll see shortly after this where we'll see the three leaders together, and that's when you're like, what is happening? Because y'all are supposed to be at war with one another. Like they're just hanging.
we go.
Not creepy.
Yeah, no, not ominous at all.
Yeah, the Gomi Jewel are like a spy network, like really small but really good at like surveillance and spying and stuff.
Yeah. And they're tapping like electricity from everyone and like extorting it out of them. That's why there's cables everywhere.
Remy's still looking for trees. No, I shouldn't have said that word. I'm sorry. He just looked right at me like, Ooh.
Yeah.
Oi. Ah.
There's Jungian.
Oh, Jungian.
Bopper. Well, Bopper's over.
That could just stick in my head.
I could have maybe used Ichi's thing there, but
You can see in the background that there's just like monitors everywhere, so they're funneling all that electricity to actually maintain their surveillance system on the city.
yep. Yeah, there's just a lot of fights here in series in the same spot. This is the last one, I think. Drop the beat. We didn't get to hear the drop the beat.
Oh, just before it. Hate to see it.
Oh yeah, so Namba's not in our party anymore for reasons.
Story happened.
He'll be back, don't worry about it.
Dame Dame TBH.
True.
No, it's not that. It's that.
Dame Dom Donnie.
Dame Donnie.
Oh, I should probably mention that you might be wondering why there are no enemies on the map at all, ever. It's because I have a trinket on me that I put on like in the save before I made the New Game Plus save.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They just don't spawn.
It's the something
Which-
talisman.
Yeah, eliminates all enemy RNG basically, other than the forced fights.
Force
of course.
fights, yeah.
All the random encounters just don't exist. Extremely handy. Oh, it's almost Mabuchi time. Mabuchi.
Mabuchi. Oh.
Oh. Go for the feed.
AKA Lao Mom.
Yeah.
I like Mabuchi's scream here. Right before you actually start to fight with him. At least in Japanese, he does the scream right here. What did I just say that chair just got launched in the air?
Yeah.
We're standing still, basically.
There's
Dude,
another
this
good
song
screen.
slaps. Yeah. The dynamic intros for each boss in this game is also super good.
I should have just punched him with Psycho. Here, have a monitor. Adachi, what are you doing? I don't want you to follow up. So, a lot of the later bosses have like certain HP gates where they have to do like some ability, and they just have a hard cap. You can't do more damage than that, damage cap. So there, I kind of did that wrong. I should have attacked with Psycho, reached the damage barrier, and then he would have done that immediately, and then I could have just hit him again, and that's it. That's game over. But pretty much most of the bosses from here on out have like some kind of HP barrier thing. Oh yeah, I just have to stop. I don't want to talk to you.
Rude?
Reno.
Oh, what I was gonna say earlier is about the HP gates thing. Is I was trying to think of other games that had that, but I think Final Fantasy VII Remake had some boss fights with like an HP gate like that too, if I remember correctly. Oh, it's our good friend Totsuka, who we beat the crap out of earlier.
Yeah, he still has the bandages. Oh yeah, when Ichi lost his job when we were showing before in the underground thing, then he also loses his like mapping of the favorite skill. Oh yeah, I have to run here. So I have to remap his skill to the D-pad if I'm gonna use it again. But I'm gonna do it when we get our next party member.
Let's play some shogi real fast.
Yeah. I don't think so.
$5 incentive. Become god at shogi. I'll be here for the rest of the day. Oh, that was a joke. Don't donate $5 for that reason.
But do donate $5 for every other reason.
He built the motivation. Hill's Wheel versus Picket Sign. Who will win?
We're about to fight another piece of heavy machinery.
Now piloted by one Captain Reiji Ishio.
Here we go. Another banger.
Yeah, this one slaps. You know what the name of this track is called?
No.
Heavy Machinery.
Makes sense.
And then maybe in parentheses, Reiji Ishioda's theme, I can't remember.
Yeah, there's 3 HP gates here, or 2 HP gates, so 3 parts. You could probably, it's pretty apparent, but when you beat them up, like suddenly, like it does a big chunk of damage and then nothing else does damage, even though the numbers show up.
Puppy. What are you doing over here,
Puppy.
bud? Looking for more things to put in your mouth? Oh well, you'll have to wait a bit, bud.
What?
So, we're fighting Namba for no particular reason.
Pre-made, yeah. There's nothing quite like a threat from a Yakuza captain.
Oop. Here's the first part where Twan cried.
Was this my first part? Wait, what happened? Here?
Yeah. Namba, sad times.
I don't know that I cried during this scene.
Sure you did.
The scene right before Psycho joins the party, I may have. I think that was maybe the first one. That was pretty intense. Oh, here's the big lore dump. From, what's the dude's name? I can't remember the, Arakawa's,
No, yeah.
quote-unquote buddy.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It starts with an O, but I'm blanking. It's not Okubo, that's the name of the politician.
Here's Jungi-han.
This is where you get.
Is pretty good.
This is where you get like a little bit of a swerve because I was just fully expecting the member to join the party to be Song Hui,
Yeah.
and then Jungi-han steps in and is like, "I will join the party." It's like, well, okay.
Oh, I'm going this way. Get out of my way.
And then you see the skills that Jungi-han has, and you're like, you know, I regret being upset by you joining the party.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Case in point.
Yeah. Oh, it's you again. Jang is budget Kuze. Like extremely budget Kuze.
Yeah, sure.
Just keep showing up. I guess in reality, probably Ishioda's closer to Kuze since he's actually a captain. And you fight him multiple times. We're about to get ultra banger music here. Probably one of my favorite tracks in the whole game. It's the Liu Mong theme here. We get to hear 3 seconds of.
Yep. Or like here, quote unquote, because there's just gunshots over it. I call this a dungeon, but it's
very, very
not
short.
really. Yeah.
Even casually, it's quite short.
If you don't want to see me punch a tiger, then look away for like a minute.
And the music changes because it's about to get serious.
Yeah. Drop the beat. Sorry.
You hit Psycho!
I said sorry.
I don't know if you hit someone in the back of the head with a wooden chair that sorry is gonna be it. Even if it was
She's a
only for
big
1
girl.
damage.
Ah.
Oh, it's
There's your old friend Mabuchi. So yeah, now you can see like when you kill a bunch of people, like or defeat a bunch of people. You just have to sit there for like a bit while the text boxes go off.
That to me sounds like Crash Bandicoot. In that song where you hear "Whoa." And I also swear that I hear Captain Falcon in another track in this game. So we may not see it here, but Nanbo returns to the party and has a fun new ability. You can just blow fire all over everybody.
Yeah, we won't see it. But now our party is like in a convenient setup because Sayako is kind of annoying to have in the party because she is fast, so she can take priority, but she doesn't really have anything not good to use, like her ability. So we have to like basically defend with her most times, but now she's not in the party anymore, so we don't have to worry about that. Oops, I accidentally did that conversation. Doesn't matter. Now, basically the only party member that doesn't have an AoE thing is Ichi, but he has like a pseudo AoE thing because we have the weapon. I think that's the wrong taxi, but whatever. It's annoying.
Wait, some
Didn't
Peking
mention
duck.
Peking duck. I didn't mention at all, but when we're running around, you don't want to bump into people because there's a stagger animation that happens and it's slow.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, it's pretty apparent, intuitive.
That's in a number of the Yakuza games.
Yeah. So now Zhao is here.
Also a good party member. I mean, there's no bad party members in this game.
Where am I going? Oh, I have to just walk forward to get a phone call. Oh, this is where the politics start happening in the story. I think.
I mean, it's sort of a heavy way, yeah. Obviously, they talk about, like, the Kamurocho 3K plan and Bleach Japan and all that stuff prior to this, but it really starts to get integrated in the major story around here. Still, Ogasawara, that's the guy's name. Ogasawara, that's the name of the dude that died. That was the guy we were interrogating at the homeless camp earlier when I was talking about the lore dump, and then, whoa, he gave me some information, and then magically he's dead. Surely that's not a coincidence that Ogasawara has perished.
Well, you never know. Stuff happens.
Yakuza people die for no reason all the time.
I'm going the wrong direction. I go there later.
I'm gonna mute for a second. I'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think from now on, Jungihan gets the first turn, which is good because he has a good attack. And then Nanba, then Ichi, then Adachi. I think that's how it goes. And that's pretty convenient for us. Yeah, towards like the later half of this run, like, you know, there's not much new stuff being introduced because we already had everything from the start, and as soon as like everything gets normalized, it's like you're just doing the same things again over and over again, which is fun, but there's not much to explain in a marathon. But yeah, it's still fun, and it's good like if you wanna prepare for any percent run. This is a good way to do that. Okay, now we're on chapter 12. Which is where the story really gets, you know, into the next gear.
Yeah, it definitely starts to take off in this chapter. And I mean, this is where the spoilers get real heavy.
Yeah.
For anyone that cares. I don't want anyone to lose. But also, if you really just care about playing through the whole Yakuza series, Yakuza series, then things really take off here.
Yakuza.
This is less a spoiler for this game and more just a spoiler for the entire series.
Yeah.
Moving from here on out, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do like that it's like, oh, I have the 3 million yen, but you know, in the game you're supposed to like save up 3 million yen there or like find funds.
Yeah,
but I have 187.
Yeah, in the new game run, you do a lot of stuff, I think, in Chapter 5. And basically the entire purpose, you just spend like 15 or so minutes just running around town doing all this random stuff. It looks like it's random stuff you're doing, but it's for the point of having 3 million yen at this point of the run, you know. A few hours later.
Boring.
So boring.
I'm just gonna run here. I forgot. I thought I was gonna go further, but we're just gonna go on the footpath here.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to the Yappy!
Yep.
The Sotenbori Battle Arena.
A fun side quest.
And if you play the game casually here and you haven't been grinding a whole lot, then I strongly suggest that you spend some time in the battle arena before you continue on in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because this game has a pretty steep difficulty curve. I wouldn't even call it difficulty curve, it's just, you just need to be higher level.
Yeah. I mean, it's Dragon Quest. If enemies are owning you, then And you just have to grind.
And within the context of like the story and who the upcoming bosses are, like it makes sense. It's like you can't just walk up into these two dudes and think you're gonna have a chance. So we're gonna do some stealth here.
I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I'll fight this guy. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you
Get
can
more
get
fights.
caught 2 or 3 times, I think, in order to reset.
And this part is the most annoying. In terms of getting caught.
Yeah, cut through here. Oh.
I'll just wait for this guy to turn around. Oh, he heard me.
Oh no. It's 2. I can't remember if 2's enough or if it's 1 or 3.
3.
Oh, so there we go.
I mean, I've never gotten caught, so I don't know if it's actually 3, but
It's probably. I won't
not
be very
2.
careful. Okay, good. Because often when you open that door right there, there's just a guy staring right at you. Yeah, I think it's 3. You'd have to restart this whole segment. But yeah, I think you're good once you reach the store.
yeah. We're not gonna find anyone in particular here after this one.
Business is about to pick up right after this fight. Alright, here we go. Never seen this man in my life.
This part would be extremely scary if this wasn't NG+.
Yes, this fight is either the hardest or second hardest boss fight in the new game run. And there's definitely some RNG to whether it's the hardest or second hardest.
There's a bunch of HP gates here.
Yeah, and so once you reach, I think, a quarter or a third, I can't remember HP, Majima does the doppelganger, so now you've got 4 Majimas that are all quite fast and strong. And you can't move on till you beat the doppelganger and get Majima to half, and then at half Taiga Saijima shows up, who is technically kind of almost, but not really, killed 18 people one time many years ago. Just canonically, if you know the Yakuza series, Dingus Ichiban versus
These two.
And his troop of, you know, rock bottom buds versus freaking Goro Majima and Taiga Saijima is amazing. Basically the 2 top members of the Dojo clan, or I mean, I guess that's spoilers for the story, but I want to do a cool tag team move right there that did like 8 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't understate how difficult this fight this is casually if you go in not fully prepared. It is quite a spike in difficulty.
I think I needed like 4 attempts or something at it.
I mean, I was watching. I know it. Maybe I want to say maybe it's like 2 or 3.
I think I died 3 times.
I know you died once.
2 or 3 times. I at least died 2 times, maybe 3.
Okay. Tendo.
So yeah, a lot is happening here.
You got extreme lore dump is taking place. Just Captain Falcon here. Did he say come on? That sounded like Captain Falcon.
Falcon punch.
Come on! No one of consequence appeared during that scene. Not even. Well, I guess we'll see him later.
Yeah.
A lot of characters from
Daigo.
previous games are just all over the place. Yeah, Daigo Dojima and I forget his first name, but Watase, who's the leader of the Omi Alliance at this point. And Daigo Dojima is the leader of the sixth chairman of the Dojo clan. No one of consequence dies here.
We're doing a great job not spoiling everybody.
And actually, no one of consequence gets their eyes gouged out here. I couldn't tell you who it is. It's just some random dude. I can tell you who does it though. That's Sawashiro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's during that scene you learn that Sawashiro is in a very sour mood.
He angry.
I mean, he always angry. He always angry.
He angry all the way.
He's quite angry at this point. Because of the inconsequential person that died. It may or may not be voiced by George Takei in the English version.
Hmm.
Hey, buddy. That was to Remy, not to you.
Okay, that's good to know.
You're not my buddy, pal.
Wow. Also, people during the load screens don't look at the name of the chapters because they are extremely spoilery at the end.
I don't even remember. I haven't been paying attention. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
You know, we got a pound mate by the name of Daigo Dojima right there. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, well. By this point, he's pretty cool.
The pound mates are critically important in the New Game Speedrun and irrelevant in the New Game Plus run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good management. So I guess another reason you should have money is not just to give that 3 million yen, you know, for war reasons, a chapter or so earlier, but also when you get these pound mates, which are basically just like, you know, just like friends you can call, basically. They're summons. They're effectively summons, but you have to pay money to summon them, except for the first time. The first time is for free, but then after that, you have to pay a certain amount of yen. But depending on how strong they are, Daigo Dojima would be kind of on the high end of strength. Like, you have to pay like a pretty hefty sum to summon someone like Daigo Dojima, whereas, you know, Mr. Masochist may cost a little bit less. Or Omelette might cost Omelette the chicken.
We all love omelet.
It's kind of a running theme in some of the Yakuza games is that there's always some, you know, there's often a chicken that plays a role in the side quest.
It has a funny name.
There's Nugget and there's Omelette.
By running through, you mean it happens twice in a series.
Well, yeah, so there's Nugget, there's Omelette.
And that's it.
2 is a trend.
Sure.
For the later games, at least. How about that?
Well, Nugget is in 0.
Well, oh, got a little bit of a hiccup there. We're good, we're still going. But I mean, it released later is what I meant.
Oh.
How you think Nugget's still? Probably not.
No, no.
Chickens don't live that long, I don't think.
No. It's been like 35 years.
Is it? Alexa. Oh, I don't.
Meanwhile, I'll do this boss fight.
Yeah, during this very important boss fight. What's the average lifespan of a chicken?
The lifespan of a chicken is between 5 and 10 years.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nugget.
My sweet nugget.
My sweet Nugget.
This is another tricky fight, net casually.
I love the theme.
Although,
Sawashiro fight though.
Nuggy. I love this when the katana breaks and
Yeah.
like this is like crazy spiral into the wall.
Yeah. And then he uses this to like hit the cane. He just like boomerangs it toward him or whatever. I think ricochet's what I meant to say. Just slap.
No.
And then just from that one attack that he did to Ichiban, Nanba's like, whoa, Sawashiro knows extreme Western martial arts or something.
Yeah.
I would know, that's how I use my cane. But he's better at it. And then Ichi just kicks the cane in half.
Yeah, he's like, you pointed the cane at me when it's like a rubber tipped cane.
Well, Yellow Drigget, well, to be fair, you never really know what to expect from any Yakuza, anything. Like, for all you know, there's a button on the other end of that cane that is gonna make a blade pop out and stab you. I think
Oh,
he's
he has gradual health recovery now.
Anyway, point being, the fight's already over. I would feel valid in being afraid of a cane being pointed at me from a captain of Yakuza family. Things get real sad, and the game tries to convince you that to feel some amount of empathy for Joe Sawashiro. There's not a lot of empathy to be found for me for Sawashiro, but big spoilers there in terms of everything, basically.
It's only 2 more chapters.
I like that track too. That's like the sad track.
Yeah.
Sads. You gotta get your cry ducks ready. Look at that.
Oh, I was confused because I didn't hear the T in that word, so I just heard cry ducks.
Cry duck. Do ducks cry? Hold on. Let me get my phone out again.
That seems like a philosophical question.
Can ducks cry? Do ducks cry? They will cry out in alert, alarm, and pain. But fortunately, when they are...
Meaning screaming.
Let's try that again. Do ducks cry when they have sadness on their heart? Do birds grieve? Maybe that's how I should have asked the question.
Does duck shed tear?
Okay, well, we're gonna get through. We're gonna figure it out. Do ducks shed a single tear when sad happen in their lives? Understanding backyard duck behavior.
What?
And then the subtext says, will she get over it when she is full grown and you move her outside and can't be with her all day? Yes, but she will be sad and no one wants a sad dog.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what
anyway,
you
we're
see
fighting
here,
Cosmic
by the way.
Kiryu. Oh, no. This is about as spoilery as it gets. If you want to die, step up. One of my favorite dynamic intros in any Yakuza game is just Ichiban coming with all his force to punch Kiryu in the head, and Kiryu just acts like nothing happens.
The HP gate here. So he has all the styles from the old game, from Sierra at least. Which is fun.
Yeah, basically, Ichiban has been a bit of a hothead recently, and Kiryu was going to share some information with Ichiban, but Kiryu didn't like the fact that Ichiban was letting his emotions get the best of him. And literally the entire point of this fight is just for Ichiban to get it out of his system. And spoiler alert, even though it appears as if Ichiban has beaten Kiryu, canonically Ichiban definitely does not beat Kiryu in this fight.
Yeah.
Ichiban gets knocked out and has a dream that he kills the dragon in Dragon Quest, and then wakes up. Well, I mean, it only appears to be abandoned. The entire Gomi Jewel operate out of this building.
Mm-hmm.
It's their surveillance, their entire surveillance headquarters. Well, I mean, I guess at this point the whole thing's burned down, so it really is abandoned. So I take it back. It is in fact an abandoned building now. I should have never questioned you. Ishioda and definitely Adachi.
Yep.
Greatest Deus Ex Machina in any video game. Mirror face.
Mm-hmm. All my homies love Mirror Face. Final level.
No big deal. You get Kiryu as a pound mate. You can just call him up.
No big deal, I got Kiryu's number. You okay, game? There we go. So now we're in Kamurocho. Because every Yakuza game has to end in one particular spot in Camarocho. And every Yakuza game has to visit this one particular bar. There's a bunch of traditions that need to be fulfilled.
That's the wrong command. That's the output of the command. But just not in this channel.
Right, so now we're just gonna go to the Millennium Tower and do the last dungeon. Yakuza. Oh yeah, I didn't mention when you're doing these like group chats, you can't run, so you have to like mash through them with triangle before you can start running again. I think technically we could be running away from these fights, but there's a lot of furniture and stuff in the Millennium Tower, and we have pretty easy to just win the fight. So it's easier just to kill the enemies. And then there's like one fight here later, a bit later on, where we can just skip the enemies because they're facing away from us. I always go the wrong way because I look at the arrow on the map, but it's the opposite way from that.
Oh wow, we have a donation.
Wow.
We have $20 from Twan.
Wow.
He says, Ichiban Gaming is fun. Did you know that the English VA for speedrunner_Osskari is the same as the Icelandic VA for speedrunner_Osskari? What better way of ending your run than with a bit of trivia? Good luck to Daisy in Super Mario Party.
Yeah.
Thank you, Twan, wherever you may be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was doing when I wasn't saying anything. I was reading that donation.
Is this the part where? Oh no, okay. That's the next floor. The next floor you can like skip an encounter because you don't need to do it. You can like on every floor you go like a similar path, but on the next floor you on the next floor you just kind of like take a different path through there. That's over here. The normal inclination would be the same as the other floors, but it's actually not what you want to do. You want to fight this guy instead. The guy with the metal balls for gloves. Spiky balls. And then we can also skip that fight. Yeah, okay. God, I thought for a second I went into the wrong fight, but be good. Those guys are just patrolling there, and when you run into the area, they're just like patrolling in exactly the way you'd want, so you can just run past them. If you forget and like run too far to the right, then you're in a bit of trouble. Well, you're not in trouble, but you're gonna lose time. Alright, so now we're pretty much at the end of this dungeon. Getting oh, yeah. There's this fight, and then we're into the boss rush. Let's go. There's Tendo. First name Nin, last name Tendo.
I like this too. Not even a punch to the head this time. It's a drop kick to the chest that Tendo just brushes off.
Unfazed.
Tendo's a professional boxer that killed a man in the ring one time, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is about its Yakuza backstory as it gets.
Yeah.
It only takes like, you know, 1,000,000 minutes to get to this part of it casually. This fight, this fight takes a while.
Yeah. I got really lucky on this fight in my casual.
Yeah. Oh, yes you did. I remember that fight.
Just, well, that was because I got extremely unlucky on Saijima and Majima. He can just like do an attack here that kills you. Not today. So only a couple more fights.
A great scene happens right there. Ichiban just acts like he's dead and just wakes up. And Alfie's like, what?
Yeah.
So, no big deal. Just all of a sudden we're fighting the governor of Tokyo. Oh, you're not gonna PB, are you? I see that red.
Yeah, no, we're like almost 3 minutes behind.
Yeah, I really wanted you to Beat Nat's time.
Well, I thought I would have had to PP by like 90 seconds. So there's two phases here. One, you know, he has a bunch of enemies, and then once his health is low, he calls for more enemies, and then you can't actually kill him here. He will run away on his next turn. And then we're on to the last boss. Oh, I can do this? No, I have to mash. So every time there's like yellow paint on the text boxes, you have to mash. Okay, final boss.
Even casually, this fight is mostly just for cinematic reasons. There's nothing hard about this fight.
Yeah, it's like a classic JRPG final boss where the second to last boss is the hard one, and the final boss is just for not for jokes, for like the story and feels and stuff.
So this is not Rio Alki. This is Masato Arakawa. Spoilers. But you don't even know who Masato Arakawa is. We literally have not mentioned who the actual final boss of the game is. And explain the story here. And just this whole ending sequence and all these cinematic things are really good.
And the song is a bop.
Yeah. You should hear some of it because you have the sisters them just beating the hell out of each other. Charge it up. Not yet. I mean, that's the whole series. You could change it from Ryuga, Kotoki, or Yakuza to have men in suits punching. Well, sometimes they have the tops of their suits off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's time. There you go.
Boom.
That's the game. That's the video game.
And then I cried like 4 times between now and the credits. Or no, now and the end. I cried like 2 more times after the credits.
I'm just gonna go ahead and not let people watch this.
Yeah, it's probably not a terrible idea.
But yeah, that was Yakuza Like a Dragon.
This is a
Entry
very
Plus.
good game.
Everyone should play this game because it's real good. Don't take it from me. Take it from Twan.